Hello. Today I would like to talk about Charles Darwin, the naturalist who changed our understanding of evolution and the diversity of life on Earth. Let's know it. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist who fundamentally changed our understanding of life on Earth. He was born on February 12, 1809, in Shrewsbury, England, into a wealthy and well-respected family. Darwin's father was a successful doctor, and his mother came from a wealthy family of bankers. His family expected him to follow in his father's footsteps and become a doctor, but Darwin struggled with the idea. As a child, Darwin had a keen interest in nature, often collecting insects, plants, and fossils. He went to medical school at the University of Edinburgh, but quickly became disillusioned with the practice of medicine. After leaving medical school, Darwin decided to study theology at Cambridge University. However, his true passion was science, and he spent much of his time exploring natural history. In 1831, Darwin was offered a position as a naturalist on the HMS Beagle, a British naval expedition. The Beagle was set to travel around the world, and Darwin eagerly accepted the opportunity. The journey took him to South America, the Galapagos Islands, Australia, and many other places. During the 5-year voyage, Darwin collected thousands of specimens, including plants, animals, and fossils. One of the most significant moments of his journey occurred in the Galapagos Islands. There, Darwin observed that finches on different islands had different beak shapes, suited to their specific environments. These observations led him to wonder how species adapt and change over time. Darwin realized that the variations in the beaks of these finches were an example of natural selection in action. After returning to England in 1836, Darwin spent years analyzing his findings. He began developing his theory of evolution, which would challenge the prevailing ideas of creation at the time. Darwin's theory suggested that species evolve over time through a process called natural selection. In natural selection, organisms with beneficial traits are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing those traits to the next generation. Over generations, these small changes can lead to the development of new species. Darwin's ideas were revolutionary because they offered a natural explanation for the diversity of life. In 1859, after decades of research and analysis, Darwin published On the Origin of Species. The book presented evidence for evolution and sparked widespread debate in both the scientific community and the public. While many scientists were excited by his ideas, religious leaders were hostile to Darwin's theory. Despite the opposition, his work gained widespread support from scientists and eventually became the foundation of modern biology. Darwin continued to study and write throughout his life, publishing works on various topics, including the behavior of plants and worms. In 1871, he published The Descent of Man, in which he explored human evolution and suggested that humans shared a common ancestor with other animals. This idea, which was controversial at the time, was later supported by fossil and genetic evidence. Darwin never intended to attack religion, but his work challenged long-held beliefs about the creation of humanity. Despite the controversies surrounding his work, Darwin was highly respected in the scientific community. He became a Fellow of the Royal Society and was awarded numerous honors for his contributions to science. In his later years, Darwin's health began to decline, likely due to illnesses contracted during his travels. He suffered from chronic health problems, but continued to work and write until his final days. On April 19, 1882, Charles Darwin passed away at the age of 73. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, one of the highest honors given to a British citizen. Today, Darwin's theory of evolution remains a cornerstone of biology and genetics. His work helps scientists understand how species evolve, adapt, and survive in changing environments. Darwin's ideas have also influenced fields such as medicine, agriculture, and conservation. For example, natural selection explains why bacteria can develop resistance to antibiotics over time. It also helps us understand how animals and plants adapt to new environments as climate change occurs. Modern genetics has only strengthened Darwin's theory, confirming many of his predictions about evolution. Darwin's legacy continues to shape our understanding of the natural world and the history of life on Earth. Many of his observations have been confirmed by DNA evidence, fossil records, and advances in genetics. Darwin's work has influenced generations of scientists, philosophers, and educators around the world. In fact, Darwin's birthday, February 12th, is celebrated as Darwin Day in honor of his contributions to science. His theory of evolution has revolutionized not only biology, but also our view of humanity's place in the natural world. Darwin's emphasis on observation and careful research has inspired countless scientists to question and explore the world around them. His work also showed the power of critical thinking and the importance of evidence-based conclusions. Darwin's legacy teaches us that great discoveries take time, patience, and the willingness to challenge established beliefs. His journey on the HMS Beagle was more than just a voyage. It was the beginning of a scientific revolution. Today, we understand that evolution is not just a theory, but a fact supported by overwhelming evidence. Without Darwin's groundbreaking research, biology and genetics would be radically different. He changed how we think about life, from the smallest bacteria to the most complex animals. Darwin's discoveries have had far-reaching implications for fields like psychology, anthropology, and even artificial intelligence. In medicine, understanding evolution has helped scientists develop vaccines and better understand diseases. Darwin's ideas have also contributed to efforts in conservation and biodiversity. The study of evolution helps scientists understand how species might respond to environmental threats and changes. Charles Darwin's work has become a fundamental part of modern science education. His legacy is a reminder of the power of observation, curiosity, and perseverance. Even in the face of opposition, Darwin remained committed to finding the truth about life on Earth. Today, Charles Darwin is remembered as one of the most influential figures in the history of science, and his work continues to inspire future generations.